We'll start in the next 1 minute. And all right, all speakers should please put on their camera. All right, so welcome everybody. All speakers, you can unmute your mics, you can show your faces. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so
Hello.
all speakers, please unmute your mics. Um, and also your camera. Awesome.
Am I audible? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? I'm not sure that the network will allow us to do it because
All right. So welcome everybody to Tech for the Week. This is the first edition of it, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. I just want you all to get yourself ready because we have a huge lineup of speakers. We have from US, we have from United States of America, we have from India, we have from Togo, we have from Nigeria. They are experts in a lot of fields, ranging from Web3 to web development to app development to AI and machine learning and to even cybersecurity. So we're going to get off on a light note because I know many of you might be wondering, why is this event titled Tech for the Week? I mean, it came to me as a plan because I feel a lot of people have trouble getting into tech. They feel like tech is for the, crazy people, the people that are very good with maths, people that are very good with, you know, Python, good with coding, and a lot of people don't want to get into tech because of that. They feel afraid to get started with tech. That's why this series started to bring to you experts from the tech industry to show you that, yes, why you might be feeling weak at the beginning, that you don't know anything, it is possible to go from knowing nothing to knowing something. And tech is not just mathematics. Tech is creativity, tech is problem solving, tech is critical thinking. So regardless of your field, whether you're in microbiology, whether you're in the arts, whether you're in the sciences, or whether you're in commercials, you are also capable of going into tech. So tech is for everybody. And that's what this series is for. And I will be introducing to you a couple of very, very, very important people. They are people that I work with closely, and I'm so glad that they made time to come around for this program. A very big shout out to the president of TEDx, Beats Chennai, for bringing this opportunity to host this event. Ari Aran, I say a very big thank you. Appreciate. I can you people in the can you please throw emojis? Let's appreciate Ari Aran. Let's throw some
Yeah,
emojis.
sure.
Let me know you're with me. Let's throw some
Sure,
emojis.
sure.
Let me know you're with me. Yeah, let me see those emojis. Let me see those emojis.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Ariaran, thank you very much. We really appreciate you for helping us out to get this all together. You know. So and also on this call we have another special person. He's a NASA engineer. you know, while all of us are trying to, figure out how we're going to, pay for our next, Netflix subscription, this guy is literally building space rockets that are going to the moon and going to Mars, planning AI, how we're going to integrate it into these space rockets. He's a massive, massive guy from NASA, from New Jersey, from King University. A shout out to 𝐓𝐄𝐇. Phil, can you just say hello? Yeah, just throw some stickers. Phil, are you still on the call? Say hello to them.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You're still going to introduce yourselves individually. I'm just doing this to bring the meeting to a start. So, again, you have me on the call. I'm your host. My name is Adeboye, or you call me Faith. And I am also a AI automation engineer. I use Power Automate, I use Make, I use N8N to automate processes that normally businesses you have to do it manually, but now you have the computer doing it for you. Automated newsletters, automated social media management, automated business invoicing processing. So a lot of automations are going in the back end in the business industry today. And yeah, maybe in the next few years when you see that robots are taking over, I'm part of the people causing that, we're automating all the processes. Yeah, it's a big shout out to myself. Can I see those emojis? Can I see those emojis? All right, all right, all right. So we have another special person on this call. His name is 𝒊𝒕'𝒔. He's a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, likewise myself. And he's also the lead of Python Togo, for him to be the lead of entire country's Python division. And when I say Python, I don't mean the snake. Many of you think it's that snake, but I mean programming. I mean he's hardcore programmer, and he's not the snake. He doesn't speak Python, he codes Python. Actually he speaks Python, but not that snake Python. So well, he's a great guy too, the lead of Python Togo, and I really appreciate him getting on this call. So all these people are going to share with us how they got started in tech, how they made sure that they did not give up along the line, and you're going to get some very, very inspiring stories about how they wanted to give up at the point in time, but they didn't give up. And a big shout out to Buraima again. So on the call again, we have another special person. That's Christopher. Um, so Christopher is a security researcher. He's into cyber security. He's into Web3. He didn't just stop on Web2. Web2 is the normal internet that we all use. That's like the WW that we all use, World Wide Web. Web3 is the blockchain, the crypto, the ashes. He went deep into Web3 and is here on this call to also share his journey into the cybersecurity space and into also the Web3 space. Because Web3 and cybersecurity, in a way, they are interconnected. And cybersecurity Web3, because of that interconnection, he loves his technology. So a lot of people see all these different techs these tech fields, and they shy away from it. They think it's very hard to get started in it. I mean, look at our NASA engineer. A lot of people will be like, NASA, oh my God, that's a big deal. But he's going to tell us how he got started, and that you should not be afraid getting started with tech. So, welcome to this edition of Tech for the Week. Is tech really that hard to get into? No, it's not. And you'll be hearing from everyone. Ariaran, introduce yourself, introduce what you do at TEDx Big Chennai.
Yeah, sure. Am I audible?
Oh,
Hello?
yeah, you're audible. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear
perfect.
you. Everyone can hear you. Yeah.
So, welcome all to this session. So, good evening to people from India and good afternoon to people from other parts of the world. So, welcome to Tech for the Week, where we ask the big question: is tech really not easy or is it just misunderstood? Today, we are bringing together brilliant minds from across the globe to break down barriers in technology and show how it can empower every one of us, how tech is revolutioning every single mind of us. So, a special section for our speakers. From NASA, we have 𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒕. From Nigeria, we have David Arjes Biola. From Togo, we have 𝒊𝒒𝒈𝒄𝒄 Boreima. From Nigeria, we have Christopher Akinome, who is an expert in cybersecurity and Web3. Together, this panel represents innovation, inclusivity, and belief that technology is for everyone. Let's give us a warm welcome once again. And we here at TEDx VD Chennai,
Hey,
we give people voices and ideas that inspire the world. We create the future that shape for joining the session. Now I'm handing over the mic to my co-speakers.
awesome. So, thank you, Ariaran, for that very, very sweet introduction. I mean, that was so sharp, that was so beautiful. And I mean, I'm going to pass on the mic to Wachil Buraima. Introduce yourself, you know, let's hear you, let's hear from you.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, we can. Yeah.
Fir- First of all, thank you for having me. Like, thank you for being here and having me. Very happy to be here. For the name, the pronunciation is Wasil for English people.
That's you.
Wasil. So for English, different is Wasil. So that is the spelling in point.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my name is Wasil Ibrahim. As you can see Python. So Python is not the snake. Python the code programming. I'm a lead of Python Togo and the chair of Python Togo 2025, the first Python in Togo. So I'm also a Microsoft student ambassador. So welcome to Tech for the Week. And we are here, like I can see Phil, uh, Christopher, Hariharan. So they have a lot to give to you. So be here, stay here, ask questions, and they have a lot in their bag to give. Thank you. I'm still around.
All right. Thank you very much, Buraima. Ibrahim. Bicon. Thank you for that short introduction. That was a very, very huge person there, facilitating making things happen in Togo. So, yeah, let's go and introduce our next speaker again. That's Christopher. Christopher, if you're on the call, please unmute your mic and also uh, show your face. Hello, Christopher. Are you on the call? All right. Well, while
Yeah,
Christopher
sorry,
gets himself
sorry, sorry,
ready.
sorry, sorry.
Are you?
Can you hear me?
All right. All right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
to my laptop was about to go off, so I went to like check out the gen.
Hey, don't let it go off. Oh. Don't let it go off. Oh. Hey, people are
Okay,
here.
so where are we?
So you introduce yourself. You tell people about a brief intro about yourself for now. Just tell us what you do, how you do it, and what got you started.
Okay, so hi. Hi everyone. So
Hello.
Christopher. I'm Christopher Akintoye, and I'm from West Africa, Nigeria to be precise. So I'm a security researcher, a Web3 security researcher um, at 𝒊𝒕'𝒔. Now, uh, unlike everybody here, I started off as a normal cybersecurity person, the normal information security line. And then on the long run, I discovered, in life, you get to a particular point where you would need to transition. You can't just stay dormant in a particular
Mm,
space and moreover,
yeah.
the money, the money in this space was already so tempting. So I just I took up the mantle to learning smart contract auditing, Web3 security, basically. And
All right.
here we are. That's that's basically me for a start.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for that short very insightful, money full introduction. So I thank you, Christopher. Let's celebrate Christopher. Let me see those emojis. Uh, yeah, let's celebrate Christopher. So now for our for our NASA engineer that is showing us possibilities, that is taking us to the moon, that is taking us to Mars. The Elon Musk on this show. So, Phil, don't mind my enthusiasm. Come on and unmute your mic and share with us our own personal Elon Musk.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, my name is 𝒊𝒕'𝒔. I am a software engineer at NASA, more specifically at the Marshall Flight Space Center in Huntsville, Alabama. I started over the summer working in the GNC department, which stands for Guidance, Navigation, and Mission Analysis branch. Although my
Mm.
title was software engineering, I mostly deal with AI and machine learning throughout my work when it comes to space exploration, and my sector right now is Mars. And at the top of my head, that's all I can get for an introduction. And if anybody have any questions, I can start with that.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you so much, our personal Elon Musk. So, well, we're going to kick off the session, and our speakers are going to be going in a round table whereby we're going to be tackling some different topics in tech, and just for you, the viewers, so that you can be with us on this show and understand that you also can also do great things with tech. Tech is for everybody. Tech is for you that you feel like, oh, you don't have the best of gadgets. Tech is for you that you feel you're not the best in mathematics. Tech is for you if you're a very good painter. There are areas in tech that you can utilize your skills. Tech is accommodating to everybody. That's one thing I want you to know. And well, there's an acronym. I know you guys might not be with a pen or a paper, but I want you to take this down. So, I said tech for the weak. Now, a lot of people see weak people as not strong, as lazy, that they are at a disadvantage. But you being weak does not mean you're at a disadvantage. It means that you can aim high, you can become stronger, you can get to the top and the peak of your career. That's what it means to be weak. Weak people can grow. Weak people have places to go. You understand? And now that weak is an acronym for working every day to attain knowledge. Because in tech, you have to work every day to attain new knowledge. You cannot stay on one point and expect to become good in this industry because tech is changing every day. That's why I termed that WEAK, week, as working every day to attain knowledge. So every day you are constantly adding knowledge to your knowledge pool. Every day you are learning about a particular tech or a career you're working in. That's why you see engineers are always keeping themselves up to date because every day things are changing, every day different and new technologies are emerging, and you don't want to be behind that trend. You want to be ahead of the trend. You want to be on top of the trend. You want to know what's going on. And these speakers are going to share with us what is going on in their different industries. They're going to show us how they started, how hard it was for them to start, how easy it was for them to start. Either way, you're going to learn about their stories, you're going to see, and you're going to be inspired from this call. So I think the very, very, very interesting introduction that I want to make is Phil, can you unmute your mic?
Yes.
All right. So there was a story, you remember how we met, and we met off LinkedIn, and I was like, yeah, I really, really am interested in your story. And, it was massive, me coming across you and you being so open. I mean, I want to give you a round of applause because, man, you're very open, you're very welcoming, and it's very, very beautiful to see someone that is like you. I mean, you're an expert in your field, and you are showing possibilities, and you're also telling people, you are showing people that it's not impossible to pick yourself up from a place whereby people don't believe in you and bring yourself to a place whereby you are now making other people see possibilities. So I want to just share that thing you shared on LinkedIn. Share it now with this audience. Let them hear from the mouth of the NASA engineer.
Yeah, absolutely. So uh a year ago, I started working at NASA over this summer of 2025. But a year ago, I had gotten into an accident that left me in the hospital for about 5, 6 months, I believe. Yeah, and at that point, I was at university, and I was dealing with exams and with classes, and my doctor had advised me to drop out of university and for school to focus on recovery. But then I was looking at, financial aid and my finances and said, oh, that's not something I can do. So I continued doing school while I was at the hospital. And then throughout my time at the hospital, I also stepped into doing research with a professor who reached out. And that was sort of my first step inside the field of AI and machine learning. And after that, I had continued my studies, I had continued my research, and through my research, I had presented at a research conference where I had competed with the research I had done in the hospital at the time. And then over there, I had won first place in their research competition, which had gotten me noticed by a couple of employers at the conference at the time. But
Wow.
I didn't apply to NASA yet. I didn't apply to NASA. I didn't apply to any big aerospace companies because I felt like, oh, I wasn't good enough, that I would need more experience. I've never taken a rocket science class. I've never been a big space nerd, so I never thought that it would be a direction for me. But then I had talked to someone from NASA who
Okay.
was giving a presentation at the time. And then she said, like, oh, even if you're not qualified, go for it. Apply to as many of their opportunities as you can. And, all you can do is wait, because that's what she did. And I submitted a total of 37 NASA applications, and I got
Wow.
rejected from all of them. But I only got one
Yay!
email. I got an email from one of them,
Wow.
which asked for an interview. And he did it because he liked the research that I did over the summer. And this was very small scale university research. This
Mm.
wasn't, a very um, large research that was done. It was just a research that I had did out of passion. And that's what got my resume noticed. After I went to the interview,
Wow.
I got the job. And after that, I was flown out to Alabama, where I continued doing my work along with aerospace engineers. And every day I'm
Wow.
learning something new. And it's been
Wow.
such a blessed experience. And
Wow.
yeah, I guess that is the story of how I started and how I got here. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was a very, very impactful story. I mean, and the way you said every day you're learning something new, that's just what it stands to be in that position of weak. You know, when everybody sees you as not good enough, only thing you should do, you should not even care about it. The only thing you should do is learn something new every day because every day adds up. And by the time you do that for the next 30 days, next 60 days, you will become somebody that they look up to, somebody that can mentor others, and somebody that now does massive things. And the way tech is going, it's becoming much more easy to get into tech. I mean, right? It's getting much easier to get into tech. It's getting easier to do very great things with tech. We have AI coding companions, we have copilots, we have Claude AI, we have Anthropic, we have lovable AI. We have a lot of AIs now that are assisting in coding. So if we even want to get into coding, it's not as hard as it was a few years back. AI is there for us. And when it comes to ideation, problem solving, you can use generative AI. There's ChatGPT, there's Copilot, there is Gemini, there is Claude. There's a lot of generative AI models out there that you can use to get your ideas off the ground. So getting into tech is no more a question of am I smart enough? It's now a question of am I capable of taking a action that will let me to just explore? Anyone that wants to get started with tech has to, be courageous. Like that means you're not afraid of failing. Phil said he sent 37 applications. I mean, imagine being rejected 36 times. That's not easy to handle. I mean, 36 rejections is a lot. Nobody handles that kind of thing easily. But it takes massive determination. It takes massive determination and believe that I want this and I'll get it. That's another thing I want you to get from this session. Tech is easy to get into now. You just have to determine that yes, I want it and I'll get it. If people even reject and laugh at you, don't mind them. Continue because it is what you want. Thank you very much, Phil. You still come again because we have a couple of questions that every speaker here is going to, tackle. Yeah, and we're going to do that as fast as we can. So, please, who next? Christopher, do you want to come on board and share a bit more about your story? Hello, Christopher. Okay, while we wait for Christopher to respond, Ibrahim, are you there?
Hello, I'm
Yeah.
here.
So you want to share a bit more about your story? You just gave a brief touchdown. You want to go into in
Yeah,
depth how you became PyCon president? How did you become president of Python Togo? I mean, the entire country. You're like the president. You know, the entire country.
thank you very much. I've started my
Yeah.
journey into tech when I was student in medical student at University of Lome. So I was in
Medical
medical.
students.
Yes, so I've
Wow.
started medical student. Look, I thought actually I would like now, right now I'm talking. I thought I would be a doctor in biophysics, something like that. But my journey just came medical to from medical to tech. So I tried like I was like
Wow.
learning online, following tutorials. So at that time
Wow.
we didn't AI and those stuff right now. Google was our friend, documentation. So I was reading from there. I don't have degree. So I have degree, university degree in tech. So after that,
Wow.
I just redirect myself into open source. So contributing in
Mm.
open source, did some internship in open source. I started with Tublia, it's a company based in US, trying to help people get into open source. I did my first internship there. I met my
Wow.
mentor there. So we have been working together. So I did it from Python. Like I started with Java Spring and then C. and now I'm in Python.
Wow.
Like the mentor
Wow.
was a Python. When I saw his repository, I said like I must do Python. So I get into Python, and after the internship at Tagline, I I get another internship from Google, like the Good Summer of course. So I did 3 months
Wow.
there, and I worked on the project, on the PSF project, the Python software foundation project. So I worked on it and so on.
Wow.
And after that, I said, now I need to give back to the community. So this is what Python
Awesome.
has. Python did a lot for me. So I need to give back to the community. And I saw a post talking about PyCon Africa, and I said I must offer to be a volunteer. So I've tried to reach out to
Awesome.
them. I was going there to volunteer, but at the end of the day, I'm an organizer. So it was just I don't know. I was a bit, is it me? I was like it was like I'm draining. I was draining, and I woke up and
So
so I ended up
from a
being
volunteer
organized.
to the organizer.
It was very fast, very fast. So we did that PyCon Africa in Accra. So as I'm
Wow.
talking now, it's not for PyCon Africa, for another PyCon. So we did it. After that, I said in Togo we don't have a community representing Python, and
Wow.
but we have a lot of Pythonists. Why not having the same thing in my country? So we started creating, like founding the community, and
Wow.
hosting our first Python, which took place this year, early this year. So we have it,
Wow.
and it was a success. And we realized that a lot of people really do Python in our country. They don't
Wow.
have where to start, like the reference here. And this is it. It's not my journey is not direct like that. It's not typical. So I've
Yeah.
been learning. Sometimes I can be rigorous about something like AI. It's not
All
rigorous
right.
like that, but because I didn't start with being like seeing a lot of people are not using AI like that. They are using it to maybe get the work done, but they don't
Yeah.
know the thought process, anything like that. But you can know you can get the work done with AI, something like that.
Yeah.
But this is where we are going and still around. So I will be staying here. So
Okay.
this is me.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. I mean, for you to decide that you want to go for a conference, you that just went as a volunteer and just like, no, bro, you're the organizer. That shock will have been massive. I mean, the look on your face. Yeah, but I
Mm,
understand that really took you on a journey towards expertise in programming and tech. So, I mean, they put you on the spot and that helps you grow. Understand that. I understand
yes.
that. And I mean, for you to even be selfless enough to, decide that, oh, my country does not have this. I want to bring it to my country. That was massive. That's selflessness. And I think now in tech, with the socialpreneur lifestyle that we're having in tech, we really need to be selfless to be able to see the problems in our society. Because tech is meant to solve problems in the society. You agree with me, right? So, and if you're not
Yes.
selfless, you're not going to see these problems. You're not going to see these problems. And a lot of people are going through problems, and a lot of these problems can be solved with tech. So, really, really, thank you for showing us again that tech is not just for working at big companies, it's also for making positive changes in our society. So, thanks so much, Buraima. Yeah, so let's see. Well, Christopher, are you ready now?
Yes, I guess I am. Yeah, I am.
All right. Share your story.
Okay, so
You can go.
Okay,
Take away the show. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can.
Right. So now, okay. I don't my story is going to be a bit fucked up here because
Okay.
in fact it's fucked up. It's not like it's a bit fucked up because I was I was battling with what they call not really a disorder here. I was bipolar.
Wow. That's tough. Let's see how it goes. Is it my network? Oh, is his network? Let me see.
I think it's network.
Okay.
That's a
Your network, yeah. Okay, just continue. Pick up.
Okay,
You talk
so
about where you said you were bipolar, so just pick
yeah,
up from there.
because I was bipolar in the sense that now I grew up in a home where I was exposed to computers very early, like around 11. So at that time, I used to use
Wow.
Monitor, yeah, to like help my dad send mails to do research. I do research. I use Firefox at that time. I send
Wow.
mails. I play. What's this name of this game? Ping pong. So that was where I learned to be so familiar with the system. Now at that time, I never knew. Obviously, I never knew what was or what is tech here. Well, I was just doing it for the fun of my dad. He wanted me to do
Wow.
it. Yeah, but I was liking
Wow.
it though. I was liking it. Now, so when you're a child, children are very, very inquisitive. Yeah. So I was so
Yeah.
very inquisitive to the extent that I was like, how does this work? How does this work? This. And then nobody could answer my question. So I just like left it. And then I said, okay, I was going to study, I think it was civil engineering. Now, when I
Okay.
got into college, yeah, no, before I got into college, yeah, in fact, I could not even still study civil engineering. I think I wanted to now study chemical engineering.
Ah,
So,
chemical care.
so I think it was a Sunday afternoon, and then my dad's friend came around and was like, "Hey, what's up, Chris? What do you want to like study?" And I was like, "Chemical engineering." Blah 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 blah. This, and it was like, no, now why would you do chemical engineering when you can actually study computer sciences? Yeah. Now, when he said it, I did not even think of the possibilities or the probabilities. Yeah. I just said, okay, that's what I want to do, and then I applied to a school, and then I got into computer sciences. Now, when it was my first year in college, I think we went on a strike, right? Now, during that strike, I think it
Yeah.
was the longest strike, 8-month strike. So that 8-month strike, I went home, and then I think federal government, right? Federal government brought out a federal government in partnership with Halogen. Halogen is a
Wow.
cybersecurity company. They brought out I think a 3-day workshop for security to just teach us what security is all about. So now I joined it. I learned security. That was when I learned dark web. And I was like, okay, I like this one. Now, after the workshop, I went on my own online to do like my research to check statistics because me, I was all about the money. I'll not lie to anybody. I was I was all about the money. Now the passion was there, but I mean something has to always reward your passion. So I I think I went online and I checked
Yeah.
okay,
So,
so I checked
Christopher, are you
online.
done?
No, I went online
Later.
and then I went to check career path in computer sciences
Wow.
that in the next 5 years were going to be lucrative. Now, I saw web development, I saw data analysis,
All
I
right.
saw security. Now, web development was not even of interest to me because I felt at that time, people, it was too saturated because I went on LinkedIn and then I checked statistics that if a job was posted in 10 minutes, we would have about over 100 applicants in even 10 minutes. So I was like, no, I'm not doing something because I was like, what is going to give me the edge, even as an entry-level web developer? So the next option for me was data analysis, right? So when I resumed school, there's a particular community called Inventors Community, and the Microsoft Learn Ambassador Community. So I met some guys, they were into data sciences. And then I told them that I wanted to learn data analysis. Now I started data analysis for 6 months. Like I was literally good at data analysis. I got internships. I was working as a data analyst person. But then there was a particular day, okay, the current lead of that community were about to pass out of the school. Yeah. So they were like interviewing the students to see who they would pass the mantle to, right? And then it was to interview, and I was like, wait, Chris, do you even like data analysis, or you're just doing it because you want to do it? And you know that when they called me for the interview and they were like, okay, so what do I want to teach? Like, what knowledge would I want to impact to newbies? Do you know what I told them? I don't even know where I came from. I literally told them cybersecurity. Like I told them security, and my boss was like, my lecturer or my teacher was like, how, where, when did this happen? And I was like, well, I don't know. The spirit brought it. So since then, I started cybersecurity. I learned information security. I had internships. I went for hackathons, blah blah blah. And then I got my first job. I worked with the first company. Oh no, the first job I got was actually fucked up too. But the job was what made me even sit down in cybersecurity. Yeah, I was like, okay. The job was with Torrens University, Australia. They wanted I think they wanted me to do an advanced persistent a VAPT on a particular, like a threat.
Tell us the formula of VAPT. I don't know.
It's like a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, right?
All right,
So
awesome.
so I did it. Now, when I finished up the contract here and I got paid, and I was like, cool money did this security. And for the fact that it's even my first time and I'm getting a full remote contract-based gig, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even looking for any on-site work. I want fully remote. And then I started channeling my energy to whatever was going to be so lucrative in security. Now, I wasn't doing normal security, right? I was doing the admin part of security, because, in a system, like let's say in a college now, we have the vice chancellor, we have the we have lecturers. Now we have the dean, right? The dean, the lecturers are literally the ones doing most of the work, right? But they literally get paid very little. Now, I was like, no, I don't want that situation for myself. It's actually that stuff happens in most career path here. You discover that you're working, you're working your ass out, and you're literally seeing no money or seeing nothing. So I went on to the admin part of security. That was security engineering, web to security engineering, security analysis. I started off, and then sometime last year, I was like, okay, my friends were like, they're into DJing, Web3. I have friends then that were into Web3 designing and sorts. So I tried checking it out, and I was like, okay, Chris, it's time to transition. You've done a lot in cybersecurity. It's time to transition. Then I scaled it. I tried weighing options. I put artificial intelligence security, IoT security, and then Web3 security. Now I tried IoT security because at some point I got gigs from this Bournemouth University for IoT security, their PhD project. But I was not really liking it. It was not really what I wanted. And at that time, I did not really have the resources to sponsor myself for like an AI security, whatever. Yeah. So I opted for Web3 security, and then in fact I've not even stayed in the Web3 space for up to a year plus, right? But it's it's crazy. It's crazy when people say, okay, you do smart contract audits. When did you enter into Web3 security? And I'm like, it's not even up to a year. It's not even up to a year, 6 months. And here we are. So that's actually a summary of my story. In summary. Because it's very bipolar. If I start, very bipolar.
I guess, right? I mean, I've learned a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people on this call have learned a lot. I mean, I always thought cybersecurity is just, securing system, installing firewalls, trying to make sure that hacker does not get access to my email, those basic stuff. But now you told me about IoT security, like the branches in cybersecurity. I always only thought about offensive security and defensive security, blue teams, red teams, purple teams. That's what I always thought was like cybersecurity. SOC analyst. That's what was on my mind. But now you exposed me that there is IoT security, there's Web3 security, there's so many different types of cybersecurity. As long as they are securing anything online. I mean, and there are a lot of people here that might also want to get into this space. And well, now people in the audience, I'm sure some of you now you have an idea that cybersecurity has some kind of niches you can also get interested in. If you are someone that is interested in cybersecurity, you can do Web3 security like Christopher, because and that's so awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us, Christopher. So I'm going to move to the second to the last session of this first event. And this session, we're going to be asking every speaker that, well, I'll share my own story in short before we move to that, but we're going to be asking every speaker, what skill can you tell people to go and learn right now? You know, what skill can you tell people to go and start learning? What skill can you tell people to start learning? For you in ML, I want to start ML AI. What should I do first? What should I do first? What should I do first? So they are going to share with us all those kind of things. So let me just share my own story. I'm Adeboye Arubeshola Adeboye. So I really, when I started tech, I didn't really know anything about tech except from what I see in the movies. You know, I watched all those FBI movies, and I'm like, they talk about Python in the movies, and I'm like, what's Python? What's Python? I think then I started in web development. Then that's when I learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then I learned a little bit of what do you call this, jQuery. Then but I was still not like getting it because I'm not this kind of person that really likes visuals. I like thinking. I like the back end of things. So fast forward, I got introduced to robotics engineering. I found out it cost a lot of money to buy parts, so I had to like sidetrack that because I actually love AI. I love robotics. But I mean, in my country, there's a lot of when it comes to robotics, we are still trying our best to, become to facilitate robotics in our country. We don't really have much access to all those tools. So we're still trying to bring robotics to the limelight in our country. So I had to like just sidetrack that. Then I moved to data science. But I didn't really like it because I was that time, I wasn't informed. I thought that data science was mathematics. So when I heard data science, statistics, I was like, hey, statistics, I'm not doing. So I had to like say, all right, data science, I'm not doing it again. So at that point in time, my dreams for AI was, it crashed at a point. That was around 2021 after the COVID. I was like, oh, will I be able to still do the AI? Will I still be able to go into AI? So fast forward from there, I did cybersecurity. I got into it. I got some certificates from Cisco. But then I was like, I'm not really sure what they are doing inside this cybersecurity. I'm not still feeling it. That is the AI I want to do. So from then on, that's when I got into prompt engineering, and I also became a Microsoft student ambassador. Then in that range, that's when I started meeting experts, started talking to people, started learning more. Then I became very good at prompt engineering. I'm very, very good at prompt engineering right now, that I can make any AI to do whatever I want it to do. So, and that was when I also got into AI automation, robotic process automation, whereby now I work mostly with businesses. I work in marketing. I work in marketing. I work with businesses. I help them to market their products. I've worked with construction companies in Australia. Work with construction companies in Netherlands, just to market their brands. I do AI video generation. I help them to bring their products to life with AI. Then I told you I love the back end of things. I love thinking. I love critical thinking. I love coming up with solutions. So when I work with these CEOs, and they are thinking of ways they can market their products, I come up with ideas to market their products more effectively. So that's basically what I do. I also code with Python, JavaScript, and C Sharp. I did an internship for a fintech company whereby I got introduced to C Sharp, and I was building APIs, that's application programming interface, that allowed us to facilitate interbank transfers across West Africa. So it was awesome. My tech journey has been one that introduced me to a lot of different fields. I got hands-on experience in a lot of different fields. It was an adventure, and it's still an adventure. And I'm glad that I'm able to be in tech. And I also want everyone around me to also get into tech, because tech is not hard to get into. You just have to be able to learn something new every day, as Phil said. So now we'll go back to the next session, whereby Phil, you can unmute your mic.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you reiterate the question?
So
Is it learning a new skill, you said?
yeah, learning a new skill, yes, generally. And if you wanted to, tell let's say, a middle school student who is very interested in tech, and he has never had an experience with tech before. This is his first time experience with tech, and he's so interested in AI. He's interested in what you do at NASA. He too wants to program space rockets that will fly to Mars and fly to moon, fly to the moon. So what will you tell that kind of person? Where should that person start from, so that the person does not get, like, there's a way you can get into tech, and then you keep hitting obstacles one after the other, and then you give up. Then you take 2 years, 3 years, you have not learned anything tangible in that field. So we don't want that for people here. We want them to see a definite pathway they can, follow, to also get the same level of success you have achieved. So you can just share that with us in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say having a mentor when it comes to learning a field. Of course, it's, when it comes to AI and machine learning, you have to get a grasp on the basics, get a foundation course, and learn from there. But to get a better idea of what you want to do in the field that you want to pursue, I would say look to people that are in positions that you want to be in, right? For
Awesome.
example, if you want to get into data science at a big tech company, you could start looking at people that are in Microsoft, data scientists from there, see if there's anybody in your network that you can ask, and reach out, cold emailing some professionals and looking for a better guidance in that aspect, because they will have a much better insight into, you know, what you can pursue, what are you going to learn, what do you need to do in order to get where they are. So putting the effort to ask those questions to professionals in the industry, they'd be able to give you, a breakdown of exactly what they did. And usually they're very open to sharing about that. So that's what I would say. Reaching out
Wow.
about questions that you have and being curious and not being afraid to reach out.
Right. Okay, we'll also open the floor for questions because now you're a professional and you're here, so we're going to utilize that opportunity. You understand? So, uh, although there's still the other question I want answered. That is now I want to get into AI. I want to get into AI engineering. What are the first set of skills or courses I should take?
Ooh, okay. I guess, it varies depending on the university that you're in and I guess the area. But one thing that I did taking into AI engineering was a course called Breakthrough Tech, which is basically like fundamentals in AI. And it basically went over the development stage of an AI model, building AI model projects over the course of a couple months, and getting a familiarity with Python and Python libraries for AI and machine learning.
Wow.
So I would say the first sets or skills or courses that you should take when going into AI is just understanding like the fundamentals. I'm not sure if there's really a specific course, right? If there is one, it would be a fundamentals in AI course or an online AI course. For me, it was Breakthrough Tech. However, this
Wow.
isn't very widely available. This is something that you have to apply and get accepted in, and then you get taught by
Wow.
mentors in the AI industry. But I know that there
Wow.
are some programs like that, some programs that are open to teaching about AI, machine learning, and how to develop
Yeah.
AI models. So if there are programs or certifications that can help you get that experience, I would say hands-on experience is the best experience. Just making a model and seeing it to production. There are courses like that and certifications that are out there. So I would say the best way is to start with that. Not with like a math course
Wow.
or even a physics course. Yeah, in the chat, somebody had put that in. Um, yeah, I would say a course
Yeah.
that will help you make an entire model yourself, that will jump right into it. That way you get the experience you need and you know how an AI model works and what is needed in order to make it to production.
Wow. Wow. That was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. I pasted the breakthrough tech link in the chat so that you can try your luck to get into it because he said also, and me, I also know that having a mentor is one of the biggest things you can benefit from in this life, regardless of what you're trying to do, and more so in tech, because tech is vast, tech is wide. So if you don't have a mentor, you just be, you'll be lost in the open sea of tech, and you don't want that to happen at all. And yeah, Phil, you're my mentor. You're my mentor. So yeah, I think Ibrahim, do you want to share anything, Ibrahim?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, my AirPods just shut down. Please, can you come again?
Yeah, so I was like, do you want to share anything? Concerning like if you want to get started in Python, we are still going to run a series on Python. That will be in October 14. We're going to run a series for Python and Fast
Okay.
API. That will be 3 Saturdays. We are supposed to do that this month, but for some reasons we have to shift it to next month. But we are going to still do that. So people on this call too, they should get access to that. They will get access to that series of events. So Brahima, yeah, before that event starts, share with them like if they want to get started in Python like you did, you know a set of skills in programming, C, Python, mention you know some other programming languages too. So for people on this call that want to get started in tech, probably in line with open source, what are some websites or some videos or courses you can recommend?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Uh, what like today we have AI. This is a blessing. So it's a blessing for you to have AI. So you can use it to learn
Yeah.
Python. You know, Python is not difficult. So it's
Yeah.
like English. So you can, if you can speak English, you can read English. You can definitely read Python. The documentation is here, and you can definitely use AI to learn Python. So first of all, you really need to understand the code, the basis of maybe algorithmic. It's not something you don't need to understand everything, but just something minimal and somewhere to start and try to build a project. You can use AI to build any project you want, but try to understand what you are doing. You can use AI, but try to
Okay.
understand. That's what I can say.
Okay.
And I hope
Okay.
in October we will be able to host a series of Python so we can maybe start Python, dive deeper, learn, and why not build projects with Python? Thank you.
Awesome. 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 Because yeah, that October is going to be packed. It's going to be Python October. You know, by October, we're going to make sure that at least people get the fundamentals of Python and they can build real life scenarios. And I feel like when you want to pick a project that you want to work on, pick something that resonates with you. Pick something that makes your heart flutter, so that by the time you are building it, even when you get tired of it, because it is something you are connected to, you will not leave it. You want to do it. It is going to be like your first love. So you want to do it. Yeah. So just pick a project. Like if you are so passionate about flowers, pick a project that deals with creating catalogs of flowers. If you are passionate about food, because pick a project that will let you, create a web app that, categorizes food. Something that, while you are doing it, will be giving you joy. You should just not pick any project because it's a project or you see it online. So you don't just give up halfway. That's a very big one I also drop for the audience. Now let's go to the last and final session for this massive event. People in the audience section, this is your time to shine. This is your time to ask questions. This is your time to utilize these massive people that we brought to you guys. So if you want to ask any question, raise up your hand, then I'll call you and you can ask a question. Anyone in the audience wants to ask a question, you can unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic if you want to ask a question. If you want to ask a question, let's see. Are there anyone in the audience that wants to ask a question? Let's see. I guess no one has a question. Well, that's that. I think we have done justice to today's event. I mean, all the speakers can unmute their mic. Please, all the speakers unmute your mic. Yeah. So, well, it seems the audience they don't have a question yet, or maybe they are still thinking about the question. So, I don't just want to end the event like that. I would have to add a single snippet. Sorry, I'm going to bother you for the last time. Except if someone in the audience has a question. So I think a lot of people are scared, you know, about one thing in particular. Okay, if someone's trying to ask a question, a lot of people are scared about one thing in particular. The fact that AI is, taking over everything. You feel you work in AI, you work with AI. Yeah, I think you work with majorly code. But there's everyday AI like the generative AI we are using, the AI on our phones, and the AI that runs a lot of businesses nowadays. A lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take their job. Well, is there anything you want to say about that? What do you think you can say? Coming from you working in NASA, how do you see that tech space changing? Give us an insight into NASA. Give us an insight into what you think about how AI is going to either improve our lives or take away the jobs. Do you have anything to say, Phil?
I believe that, when it comes to AI, people have a lot of fear that it's going to remove some jobs, it's going to take away, you know, a bunch of jobs for humans. And I believe that yes, some jobs will be replaced, for humans, but at the same time, jobs will be created because of AI, especially in the tech space. And when it comes to, is AI going to be a negative, or is it going to improve more of our lives? I would say that, you know, when it comes to, I guess it all boils down to humanity and how humanity utilizes artificial intelligence. Most recently we have Ray-Ban's intelligence. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, one of the latest breakthroughs through AI. Now we have glasses that are able to integrate artificial intelligence, and will be able to help, people in their daily lives, people with disabilities, in order to access the environment around them. And so that's already a giant breakthrough when it comes to AI improving lives. So I would say that, yeah, AI would be used in ways that you can't even imagine in the future, in the next few years, or even the next decade. You'll be able to see some very impressive applications of AI. And, when it comes to
Wow.
jobs, I would say, some jobs might be taken, but then jobs will also open because there will be people that will need
Mm.
to consult the AI, that will need to learn about the AI, especially in policy, just not in coding, but understanding AI ethics is also another skill. Um, so yeah, that's my opinion that I think artificial intelligence would overall improve lives more than it would take away jobs.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, so I will end the call soon. So one more thing, Phil, the last time we spoke, you talked about like, you don't even really do much of physics and maths. You're not the one planning the trajectory to the moon or Mars. You do more of the programming. So for people that are afraid, because I know we have a lot of Indian guys here too. Indians are very good with maths. So I mean, like, can you just like reiterate that for them to hear on this call, and maybe share a little bit of insight of how fun it is working in your department at NASA?
Yeah, I guess you wanted me to share how, there's not a lot of physics and math when it comes to the job.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I guess it all really is dependent on where you're working at NASA. When it comes to aerospace engineering, in that case, there comes a bit of physics, some mathematics. But if you are in the programming side, you won't have to deal with that as much, especially if you're working with mission planning. I work with a lot of programming. Just everything that I utilize is code. And even if you are not, an expert at math or physics,
Yeah.
you have a skill set that they value besides that. They're not going to eliminate you because you don't know how to do calculus 3 at the top of your head. That is something that other people are an expert at, and that you can collaborate with. So even if you don't have
Mm,
that skill set, somebody else does, and you can reach out to them
yes.
and they can help you out with that when it comes to your objective. So you do not need to think that you have a complete understanding of all the skills of, you don't have to be extremely good at math to have a position when it comes to the aerospace industry. Yeah, it is good to have. It is good to have. I'm not saying that it's, a negative,
It's
but
not
it's good to
not
have,
it's
and
not
but it
so
is possible.
important currently. Yeah. So I also wanted to share like how fun is it for you? How fun has it been? being at NASA?
I would say it's very different than where I came from. It's the South, it's a small town, but of course it's been very fun. Of course, seeing, you know, there's a lot of tours that happen around the base, to different
Oh,
facilities. I think most recently I went to the ISS Simulation Center, a tour
oh,
there. Are you guys familiar with the ISS?
that's the International Space Station, right?
Yes, yeah. So in the Marshall Flight Space Center in Alabama, there's a simulation center where you will be able to
Wow,
see a model of the ISS there. We'll be able
wow,
to interact with it, and it's sort of
wow.
almost a um, like a facility for people to do training in as well. Um, like I never imagined myself setting foot into something like that. I've only seen that in movies, of course, but seeing it like in person over there, seeing like the very let me see. The very components that astronauts in space are now working with on Earth is
Hmm,
like amazing. So I think like a lot of things are happening there, a lot of things that I've never seen before, and when exposed to the number one space agency in the world, um,
yeah,
something new is thrown at you every day, and so being there
yeah.
is such a rewarding experience and just so cool to look at, basically.
All right. So I think now we've done justice, and well, I want all the speakers now. We're going to say together, work every day to attain knowledge. You understand? So we're going to say it together. So everybody goes home with that in mind. Work every day to achieve knowledge. Yeah, let's do it. Work every day to
Every
achieve
day
knowledge.
to
Achieve
attain
knowledge.
knowledge.
Work every day to attain knowledge.
Work every day to
Yeah.
attain knowledge.
Work every
All
day
right,
to
please.
obtain knowledge.
Awesome, awesome. All right, that's a very good one. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. So I think in Tamil, you say wanna come. That's for bye bye in Tamil. In French is au revoir.
Bye.
And
Bye bye.
in Yoruba, my own language, that's Odabo. So Odabo. And you is bye bye. So all right. Wanna
Bye.
come. Bye, everyone. Thank you for attending.
Wow.